going?
I'm happy to.
Okay.
First of all, Falls Church City, I'm the registrar, Dave Berkey. I have Megan Dolan here is the electoral board member. She's the chair, representing the Republicans. And then we have Tom Cash, who is our chief election officer in our central absentee precinct of CAP, who is representing the Democratic Party today. And we only had one ballot to pull out of the 1,372 ballots that was the statistical sample size for all of Virginia. And it happened to be in our biggest precinct, which was the central absentee precinct. So 3 boxes became 1 batch for us. So we are going to go through the K-cut selection method in order to get our randomized ballot, because I don't really feel like counting down to ballot number 5,962 out of 7,500 ballots. So the K-cut selection ballot was an authorized way of going through and getting the 1 ballot out. I'm sure you may be utilizing it. No, not at all. You're just going to count down. Very good. So we are just going to have this huge stack of ballots, and we're going to do 6 cuts. Those 6 cuts are going to be randomized. We're going to use the Google randomizer app that they have, so that you can just see what that number is. We're going to go down as if it's a percentage. So if the random number is 25, we go down about a quarter and we cut it. We do that 6 times. At 6th time, we take the top ballot. That becomes our ballot. We just have the one to do, so we'll be out of your hair rather quickly. And we would definitely like to thank Arlington, Paul Ferguson's office, Chris, and Gretchen for helping us set all this up, since we do share the clerk of court.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much for being here. My name is Gretchen Reinemeyer. I am the director for Arlington County, and we have 51 ballots to pull today. Almost all of these ballots do come from our absentee precinct, but the way that we divided them throughout the process, most of our batches are in smaller numbers, so you shouldn't need to count down. I think the farthest we have to count down is 701 batch. But for the most part, our batches are much smaller than all 5,001 batch. So, yeah. So we have 3 audit boards that we are running today. So at this one table, we have our audit team number 1. Over there, we have audit team number 2. And then in the back, we have audit team number 3. Each audit team has 17 ballots to do. And the way this process is going to work for us, since we do have more than 1 ballot, is they are going to retrieve their ballots first. They've been told which ballots they need to retrieve. And then they're going to start the tallying, the hand tally on the paper sheet. We hope to be able to show the ballots that they're looking at on the screen, so that anybody watching this online would be able to see their ballots. And then they'll go through the process and entering them into Arlo. So for us, it's the 3 different phases. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. If anybody has any questions, if you're new to Teams, you can chat them to us, or I will carry this around. And I don't know if there's a way that we can use any speakers in this room, but we can try that as well.
Yeah, we're going to keep it muted so there's not
the feedback. Yeah. So I will try to get this. Unfortunately, the volume on my tablet is not that loud. So yeah, we'll see as we go. Okay, let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, you can choose your place on either side of the team, and we can start opening up the boxes.
All 17 ballots.
Let us make a selection now. Which box number 1?
But they adjusted it, so we couldn't technically use one.
Okay.
They're using other devices.
All right.
They
And I recommend putting 3 on the bottom, 2 on top of that, and 1 on top of that.
we sent them.
Oh, yeah.
Speakers and the microphone.
Welcome. You really do love us. You really do love us.
So can we flip it up?
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah. Unless they do.
Hi. Okay. So I just want to thank everybody online for joining us. This is Gretchen Reinemeyer, the Director of Elections, speaking right now. So we did get started right at 1 o'clock. So for those of you who joined a little bit late, we have some different cameras set up in this room. And we are doing both the City of Falls Church and Arlington audits right now. Falls Church needs to pull one ballot, and Arlington will be working on 51 ballots. So there are 3 audit boards from Arlington County and 1 from Falls Church. So Falls Church is getting ready to use a method called K-Cup, where they are randomly going to divide their stack of ballots to try to find to get to the one that they need. So they only have to pull 1 ballot, but it is from their largest precinct, where there are 5,000 ballots in that precinct. So rather than having to count through all 5,000, they are using this other statistical method to randomly choose the ballot.
So that would be that ballot.
So now this becomes the top.
Correct.
This becomes top,
Then this becomes the bottom.
and this becomes the bottom, and we can just need to switch them all over.
Yep, there you go.
That was cool. That was number 1. Generate. 5. So now we have to figure out what 5% of this is.
So a third of that, 16, and a third of that, that's gonna be 5.
5. So this goes at the bottom of this.
Okay.
And then we should take,
I'll pick this up and we can take them down.
this, and then that's there.
All right.
That was 2, right?
Correct.
You like advanced generator. 29, 30%. So,
Would you have approximated this last time you talked?
so it's essentially 5% from the bottom.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. So no, that stays, this becomes the new top, which means we will move this amount,
Oh, no.
right?
Wouldn't that go on top of that?
Yes.
But then we move it over, right?
Correct.
Right, okay.
And it slides down and then this goes down.
Fine. Okay, so should we now though put, even them out, which means that some of these go up here.
You want to put out a middle for that? Because that's putting those back where they were originally.
And then you're going in the middle. Oh, no. And
Do
then
that.
this continues further down.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And then we also need to do that
Oh,
again.
let's see, okay. So
Okay.
84 plus 71. 155. All right, and then this is. Oh, thank you.
All right, we are halfway to our randomized.
Renee's very excited, so. If anybody, yeah.
All right, 1%.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, no, that's right. Yeah, that becomes.
Yeah, that goes here, then we just.
If anybody watching online has any questions, you're welcome to unmute yourself. I will warn you that it is hard for me to hear in this room. You can also use the chat feature. We'll be monitoring that as we go. So.
Yeah. Okay. That's up there. Probably put same amount under this one. Okay, good. All right, so you've done 2, you've done 2. Last one for you. 38%.
So that's 4% down the left
The
side.
cut is about here then.
So that becomes number 1.
So yeah.
This is the new number
The
1.
new top.
So this goes all the way to here.
Yeah, remember.
And these are 10.
Yep, those two are 10.
Let me know if anything.
Way out west.
Okay, that's good because I need to take a bunch of these. There you go. I guess we will, this is still 14.
Ooh, okay, then let's.
All right. So we should probably take some off the bottom here, put them here, and then some off the top here.
Nope.
Do you want me to
It's
record
fine.
for a little while and give you a break?
No, it's fine. So Lisa online has asked what the Falls Church randomizing method is called and how many times do they shuffle the deck. So this is called a K-cup method, and they are shuffling the deck 6 times rather than, so they have 7,000, I've been told around 7,000 ballots in that precinct. Renee's shaking her head yes. And they need to get their 5,000th ballot in that stack. So they've been given this shuffling method as a way to get a random ballot without having to count the 5,000 ballot down. Okay. Renee agrees with what I'm saying, so thank you, Renee.
Everybody give it that?
All right, there it is. That is, this will then become your ballot.
I can send
You take this.
a video of how to do the number generator.
I have.
Yeah. And so that's Renee has said that she can send a video that shows how to do the random number generation. So what Dave has on his cell phone while he keeps holding it up is a random number generator that's telling them how far down in their stack they should go to divide their stack. So, and they've had to divide their 1 stack into 3 stacks, which is why the shuffling back and forth. So, do you want a video of the ballot? It's your audit. Renee, do you want them to video their ballot?
Sure.
Okay, Renee says video the ballot.
Video the ballot. All right.
Video.
Okay. So this is the ballot being audited for Falls Church. There's a number there. And it is looking at the vote for president and U.S. Senate. Okay.
The number was in focus.
The number wasn't in focus. So we're going to pull it one more time in focus. Is that good? There we go. Thank you.
All right. Now, the two of you will have to agree.
Yep.
No, we're only looking at president and senate.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep, you're fine.
All right. You guys are the audit board. Decide goes to which column to the right for your 1 ballot.
One vote to Mark Warner. And number 22.
I'll read this as
Yes, place your sticker there for me, please. Thank you, Tom.
You both agree that the ballot state is
Mhm.
All right. So ballot for number 1. Go ahead and print and sign your name.
Gretchen,
Yes.
you might want to answer chain of custody question. Share is the Republican chair.
Yep. Dave, do you want to answer a chain of custody question that's come into us?
Oh.
Renee offered you.
Dave, Sham
Yes.
said that
Yes.
he wanted to make sure that you verified custody for the ballots.
Yeah.
Where am I going? Photos.
Okay, so chain of custody.
Yep. This is currently the.
Nope. Okay. There we go. So that is the chain of custody form.
Okay,
So in the corner, we do have, there is our, yes, our Chris Falcon, who is the representative from the clerk's office here today, who is making sure that we are preserving chain of custody. So after the election, all ballots in Virginia are sealed and delivered to the jurisdiction's clerk. The reason Falls Church and Arlington are here today doing their audit together is we actually share clerk of the court here in Arlington. And so Paul Ferguson, our clerk of the court, we did remit all of our ballots over to him at the end of the election. And Chris has given us access to these ballots for the purposes of conducting this audit today. And we are checking ballots in and out with him. And then sealing them back up. And after this audit, they will go back to the clerk of the court for, yes. Renee Andrews says hi, Chris. If there are any other questions about chain of custody, go ahead and let me know.
Okay, now we can put this back here.
And we've got a sign, right?
Take this back.
Yes, 2 of you sign the label.
Another round. And we were trying to do the valley game.
And for those of you who joined late, Falls Church had 1 ballot to pull. So they have pulled their 1 ballot and are now in the process of entering that into a computer system called Arlo that the Department of Elections is using for this audit. They will then reseal their ballots into their box and then transmit them back to the clerk's custody. Arlington has a little bit more work to do. We have 51 ballots that we have to pull. So we are doing our process in batches. We are going to pull all of our ballots first. We are then going to hand tally them, and then we are going to enter them into Arlo. So we're kind of working it in 3 processes here in Arlington.
Next one is March 22.
Okay, I apologize. I saw Marcia has joined us. Sorry, I was on mute. Marcia, can you hear me? I can hear you. If you give me a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Okay. So my tablet, it crashed on me. So, and this is what I'm using as a microphone. So I apologize. We were still here, but I could not speak to you guys. So Marcia, for those of us who joined late, we are conducting the audit for the City of Falls Church in Arlington County today. So the Falls Church is in the process of completing their audit. They only had to pull one ballot. Arlington County is in the process of pulling 51 ballots from our different batches. So we have 3 audit boards that we are running. If you have any specific questions about the process, go ahead and put them in chat, or you can ask them. I will warn you, it is a little hard to hear in this room. Unfortunately, because of feedback and things like that, we can't use the audio here. So. And if everybody is, we can always close the window shades if we need to help with the backlighting if anybody online is having trouble watching the process.
Good idea.
Okay. Okay, Brian has just joined online to watch the audit. Welcome to our audit, Brian. My name is Gretchen Reinemeyer. I am the Director of Elections for Arlington County. What you are watching online here is the audit for the City of Falls Church in Arlington County, Virginia. The City of Falls Church is finishing up. They had 1 ballot to pull. Arlington County has 51 ballots to pull. And if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat or you can ask them. Renee, did you have any questions for Dave? They're just about finished.
No, other than to say thank you, Gretchen, for making all of this happen, for coordinating the videoing today. Thanks to Dave and Megan and Tom. Appreciate all the assistance and all the helpful information you provided to everybody.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Renee. We're always happy to partner. It's good to see our Falls Church colleagues. I feel like it's been forever since we've seen. So close yet so far.
Right.
So.
You got 1:30, right on the nose.
So if you're watching the camera from Nathan Baxter, Dave is checking in their ballots back into the clerk of the court for that chain of custody. So it is Dave in the black shirt and Chris in the white shirt. So they're getting their social media posting.
Very good.
Gretchen, I did put a screenshot on Facebook a little while ago.
Thank you.
Tag you with Dave and Tom Cash.
Thank you. Oh, it looks like we have a question in the chat, so.
You signed it, and you guys have a copy.
Okay.
And I have a copy.
So, Marcia, you don't see anything.
I only see, sorry, I just see everybody's icon with your initials. I see myself, but I don't see anything with a black.
Are you watching? So you can change the view to a gallery view. Let me see if I can find something.
Just actually hang out.
Yeah.
If she clicks on the 3 little dots at the top.
Oh, thank you. Is that Renee?
Yes.
The
other Renee.
Sorry, other Renee. That was my Renee.
Turn off incoming video? Turn on, wait.
No, so you need to change, you click on the 3 dots.
Yeah.
And you want to change it to probably
Gallery.
together mode, because they're not looking at people, that won't work. And
it should be a drop down that says gallery.
Yeah.
No, the 3-dot menu on mine says show device settings, show meeting details, enter full screen, keypad, turn off incoming video. That's it.
Okay.
It's okay. I mean, I got in late, so maybe.
Did you come in through Teams?
Did you come in online or through the app, Marcia?
Through the browser, yeah, no, I don't
Yeah,
have.
through the browser.
Okay. That's okay, Gretchen. I mean, that's fine. I was late getting in. I think maybe I'll
No,
just.
no, no. I mean, I need to. Unfortunately, yeah, we aren't as sophisticated as the county board, so we can't always share things. Like I don't have a producer and things like that.
Marcia,
Yeah.
I'm on a laptop and I have a little bar across that, has like the camera and the microphone. And then there's right on there, there's something that has a couple of bodies and it says show participants. If you click on that, it might put you in the gallery view.
I see show participants, but it just brings up a sidebar with all the names.
You are.
Full screen now. Meeting details. Maybe I just have a bad, not a good version. It's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. I think Diana may be watching as well. So I hope, or whatever. I'm sure I'll hear about it at some point, but it sounds, I'm sure it's all good. Sorry for the bother, but
Yeah, Marcia, we'll be here a while. You can come down and join us.
I've got I got to talk to somebody at 2.
I know.
And then you got electoral board. I haven't had any trouble with electoral board, so I hope to be on that.
No, I know. It's we're in a different room. We're over at the courthouse now, and so it's a slightly different setup for us. So yeah, and we are recording this, and we do hope to be able to put it online. So
all right, okay. Well, I'll try to see you at 5. How's that?
Yes, sounds like a plan.
All righty. Good luck. Bye.
Thank you, Marcia.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So this is for the whole state. Gotcha.
Yeah, we did not do anything local. You notice we only did Senate, only did president.
Mhm.
Nothing local.
Okay, that's good to know. Because what I was gonna ask, because I know we're on our own decision, but.
Can I get a power thing to plug this guy in?
Not in the right.
Oh, sorry, I've not given my camera at a very good angle.
We can get a couple boxes over there. That
Yeah,
helps to
let's
put
get
them up on.
Yeah, get a box.
So it'll be Wednesday.
But it's just city.
We're fine. Sorry, Eric.
Oh no, it's fine. It just barely touched my shoulder. To be honest with you. These are always like we just have to be careful because they're not the most
Sturdy.
Most stable.
Okay. So. Yes.
Good luck, everybody. Thank you.
So this is the one that has audio right now, basically.
Yep, this is the one that has the microphone working.
Okay. Oh. What do we do? What's our trick for these? Butter.
I think getting some liquid.
Yeah, maybe the back and forth is. Well, the thing that sucks about it is when you pull it off is that it's so sharp in there. Yeah.
Does that work? Spraying it work?
I don't know.
Spraying it work?
I didn't think it would hurt to lubricate it. I was just trying to think what like Stu and Reed had like a trick, and I can't remember what it was.
Goodbye, Renee. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Gretchen. Bye.
Push your foot on the opposite side like mine is.
Go straight out.
It's just hard. It's hard to get. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to remember like what they did to do that. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, Lisa wants to come back to the meeting. Okay. Welcome back, Lisa.
If you have a large batch and you want to know the total number of ballots.
We need to.
That's good, yeah, so I just want to go on the so we do the math.
Push it down.
Which batch number?
It's just don't like
batch.
cut your hands.
Oh, I know. Yeah, plus 21. Yeah, there's one up there. It's just-
Yeah, wait, so sorry,
Need the batch number. Did you cross off the X on the first one?
Oops, yeah, what's the code in?
Just
What do we do?
cross off the number 1 for our team.
Let's cross that. Yeah, wow, that's a weird concept. We're going through 2 pieces.
Oh, no, we can give you the total batch number, and you can always count the ballots.
Except in this case, we're counting from bottom. 793, but that's 4,000.
Yeah, we'll have to capture this one out. No, that's for the public path.
How do you know how many are in the?
The total batch. If you give me your first sheet, I need to pull up the.
Oh, we've already counted 400 down.
Okay, well, yeah.
Keep going then.
We're supposed to count that one. I have this one.
No.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I'll just count that. Thank you for having faith in me.
Okay, so.
Yeah, these were. Three. So, total in this batch, there's 11, we have 8, 6, we'll have 3 listed on the bottom. 300, and then like.
Good idea.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I figured it out. You don't need me. Just want to double check our math here.
Is that the number of ballots in this?
Someone would call this, wasn't there no polling this time?
We had a question come in, hold on. Do we get Falls Church confirmation for the 1 ballot today during the session or at a later time? Thanks. So we did take video of the Falls Church ballots. And like I said, this meeting is being recorded and will be placed online. so that you can go ahead and get the recording from Falls Church. So unfortunately, Falls Church has left at this point, and I do not remember how that ballot was marked. I apologize. But we can work with Renee Andrews and Dave Berkey. Okay, so we have a question from Lisa come in. I think Cheyenne was going to ask one more thing, so I'm gonna, before I go into explaining the process on Lisa, I'm gonna let Cheyenne, I see her typing, so.
We'll give her early voting.
You said it like it's not something you're a part of.
I have to take care of the call.
We have to go on with cards for early voting, too. There's cards for that, too. Oh, for
They're doing it in the gym, right?
Get the random.
It's called a K-Cup, so you put a number in the range and it puts your blood pressure on and stuff. You cut, so.
Okay.
Like 6 different vaccinations.
They had to cut it 6 times to kind of get to that random, yeah. Oh, okay, sorry. So that's a really good question. I will send a message to Dave Berkey and Renee Andrews just to see, because once again, their audit is separate from our audit. I do think you will be able to go online and see that. Keep in mind that jurisdictions have 3 days to complete their audits, and there are 133 jurisdictions in Virginia. So Arlington and Falls Church chose to go today, but there could be audits still going on tomorrow. But we'll make sure that that confirmation does get online and that we can get that information out to both you and the City of Falls Church voters.
Did y'all find it? Oh, yeah. You had one of the Devon. We have another one like that too. Yeah, they do.
Okay, yes, no problem. We're here to serve the voters of the Commonwealth. So I will go back to Lisa's question in the chat, and she has asked to please describe the process that is taking place now. So because Arlington has 51 ballots to process, we've made the decision to locate all of our ballots first, and then we'll start the tallying process and the entering into the system online. So what is taking place right now is we are retrieving the 51 ballots that were randomly generated by the Department of Elections for us to have to pull today. So we had probably about 100 different ballot boxes, and we have pulled, we have 35 here in this room. This is only a portion of our ballot boxes, or of our ballots that were used this election. So they are going through each of these boxes and identifying batches that were identified by the Department of Elections for us to have to pull today. Do you have any specific questions, Lisa? Okay. So once a ballot is pulled, they are inserting a placeholder into that batch, and they put a label on top of the ballot. So when we get to the portion of the audit where we're doing the tally, we hope to be able to show you a picture of that ballot so that you can identify that ballot batch as we go to enter that into the state system. We'll see how that works, but that is our goal. Okay. It looks like we have our audit team number 2 getting ready to open up a new box. So as they get closer, I'll go get a close-up, Lisa, so you can see how that process looks.
I was just gonna try and keep them in.
It does seem to work better.
I'm gonna run back and grab some extension cords and some power cables in case we need to have some of these power cables.
Yeah, that's what you saw. Okay. Okay. We're thinking about.
Yeah, we're gonna get it over.
Okay, so I'm going to go over to our audit team number 2. So just bear with me. Okay. So they are getting ready to pull box. Which ballot will you be pulling first, Emily?
We'll be, we're gonna look for ballots cast on 10/14, and it will be ballot number 65.
Okay, and so it looks like, so when they open this box, they should get, yep, so we'll get a close-up. So as you can see, this was a box. It has the chain of custody. It's been sealed by the clerk, so they are opening it now. Inside the box, we have ballots in batches. So these ballots were cast by mail and they were processed. So they have a session ID number on it with a batch number. And this should match with, yeah, the ballots that we were told to pull. Sorry, the focus on this is not great. So we're looking for
10/14 session ID 14.
Okay, you want to look at batch 8, batch 11. So another thing, so on the number of ballots in that stack, it says 98, so you can always, once again, go up from the bottom if it helps.
Thank you for stopping by. Oh, brilliant.
Okay, yep. So what they're doing is they pulled out the ballot identified, they're placing a sheet in there so that should we need to return this ballot back to its stack, they've placed a label on it identifying the batch. And then we'll show you what this ballot looks like when we get to the process of uploading them into the system. Okay. Next, they're just returning that batch to the box. And then they'll seal up the box.
We have a
David Flores. Okay, next one. This is gonna come up. Oh, March 30. Wait a minute.
Oh, we got two from box 30.
Should we hold on the?
Not a chair.
I think if we wait.
Sorry, Carl.
Everybody's
Same one, different. Oh, wait a minute. Jackie, you need a roll. So how can we have the same dog at the same time?
Look first next time. So you were at 647.
First or the second, number 2.
Oh, you can find the green. You know that's good. Oh, there you go. Okay, great.
Thank Navin.
Okay, so let's go back in order.
Well, I guess.
Yeah, we have to hold out right now. We're the only.
Yeah,
Yeah, 1 for them, they were combined. Both were insane. They don't even have 15. So.
Because if they were looking for some one, more. Indeed. Well, oh, cover sheet.
That's as good as
We used to call those stickies.
these, and there's none on this one on the other side. Yeah, exactly. This one doesn't. No. You don't. Yeah, I would have. 893. Right, we have a less if we just went to the bottom. Oh, you just tell them.
You have 3 in a row from that same box.
Yeah. Right, but it's a different machine anyway, so that
So we did, it's random, so we would put them in a different order.
But don't forget to count that $5 as number 1.
yeah.
Yes. Why don't we just do this together?
How are you? Good to see you too. That's a thank you for. There's a bunch of people that I just after against it on the election. I just moved up and then like literally at 11 today. I know, Eric said that he was very hard to do. Thank you. I'll be the program admin officer for their measure and technical advisor team.
No, IFAS.
For IFAS.
It's an international election.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm so thrilled.
Where is that? Wow.
Yeah, it's like.
I'll keep coming, I'll tell you all about the
Yeah,
history
I
of
want to hear all about that. Wow.
And the national, what is it, Net Endowment for Democracy started under Reagan. I've got the whole history of it started off.
Which is the
I want to hear the whole history.
counterpart to my employees at ILL.
Exactly, in Indiana.
Yeah. Well, They're the wrong team. That's right.
Back slide.
Democracy, that's the name.
No comment.
Yeah, stay neutral.
Sorry?
Before you can.
Yeah, I know, it might, she might have been ISO, but we've got this too. Unless you don't want to tell you it's on IX work, or on
Whatever. Again.
I just thought it would be.
Two from here. Yeah, and then the next one will be back. Here, it's a different. So it's 1,
I opened it up with a rubber band. Oh, they might be, somebody might need it to keep it, because that's the one thing we did not do. Add that to the list next time.
So these are the ones I counted. So this is from the bottom up, and you've got the top of it.
Just so that the microphone is still on here.
And then
64.
74, 84.
We're gonna announce it in March.
94.
Yeah, March 3rd is when we'll announce the result, or March, maybe it's next week. We'll announce the results of everybody.
So basically, yeah, pile all these up, and then I put our first one after the. These ones? Sorry about that, I think I got their intentions here. Now I count from the bottom.
Okay, now we're ready. And when you sign, you gonna take this or we're gonna take this? Payment. Check, so box 3. We had that before. That's the one we had to put aside. John, what happened to it? Oh, that's just the brown one in.
Oh, this is box 3?
That's a precinct.
So,
That's a box 3? No, that's. Yeah, because they're all 3, but.
No. We need this box, or the ballot.
where?
It could be a shared box, so if you don't have it, put it down to the next one. Yeah, the fear could be a shared box. They're piling up over there. Yeah, 3 is a shared box for the record. Box 3 is shared. Yeah, box 3 is a. There it is, Carl. Oh. Look at the pile.
And,
Shared boxes.
Yeah, what about, go to the next team, so we're not going to. You just take that. And then after this one,
No, let's not jump ahead.
I am optimistic with
That's a
zero
good-
data
that's a good
disappointment all the
question.
time.
That's a good question.
That's good. And then
We've
more.
got a box of things, we've got everybody from box of things.
Okay. Now we need.
And which number is this?
51. It might not have a lot because there's another. We're looking for 58. Yeah, it was. Well, it will have this, 10:25.
Takes a while, especially the ones. That one, some of that little sticker on, there's no date on there. That doesn't say. Yeah, it's got a date on it.
10:25, 1/4, 1/4.
What is that?
Okay, they're gonna put a date there. So everything else is dated, different dates and different numbers, and this is like that.
Clearly, we need
I guess so.
9:22. That was the third day in, Tom.
Okay.
But you know what, this is why it was probably, this was a loaner sitting in its box, and then that's why we got October, because it was by itself and it didn't fill the box.
Yeah, so,
Number file.
So even though it's too many things, you're counting it as one step.
yeah, during the first couple of days, or I think it like made.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of put everything together at the end of the day.
Okay, you got, 186.
And so it's going to be down 700, it's not 700 in there. You see, 60.
It's entirely possible that we open a box.
84.
I used to be pretty good at kind of figuring it out. Well, you're faster than me, so I will. Right. I'll give you this, and then we'll do the, yeah, and then we'll do the math.
They had several, they had several. There's some 670.
Yeah.
Fifty-one's over there. 51 is that one.
Wait, you're in the bottom? 41. 41. 84. So 41 is 84.
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah, they only have one. Sorry? So maybe, yeah, maybe one more person. Like, I feel like we really got it, we really got it hard. What? Virginia Beach has 70. One next week. One, two. I think they're moving that.
Oh, boy. The big
It takes a while once you get going. You don't know the infamous box too. Well, all three of you have to share.
So we go like another one.
So 10:25.
They're starting to find their way.
We need to take an extra assignment inside.
Daddy,
Sometimes it
we don't have a
happens.
sheet out here. We have a sheet. No, because, yeah, we think that was the. I mean, it's number 7. Oh, are you kidding me? We don't know how many there are.
No, we know how many there are.
In this one?
Yeah, we can tell you how many there are.
Okay.
Total of that. We have a separate spreadsheet for that.
Okay.
What number, what?
So it's supposed to be, yes. Okay.
Yeah, so.
Nope.
You know it's not those.
Yeah.
So there's 880.
Okay.
And that batch. Yeah.
Yeah.
The tough part. Now we're down to
Piece of cake. Next box is.
So just to explain some of our batches, there are about 1,000 ballots in a batch. So if we've been told to pull ballot number 700 from a batch, sometimes we'll start counting from the bottom up just so there are fewer ballots to count. So.
Well, you did the other two.
It should be 1 and 3.
Wait.
Well, we didn't get box 3 yet, so. I already take box 3 away.
Yeah.
I'll bring it back.
Well, we just have to put the, just have to pop the sheet on top, that's all. Oh, no worries, here we go.
Anybody else get that?
Getting ahead of ourselves. Too efficient.
Too efficient.
So 3 is done, so 3 is done in there.
13,
Yes, this is audit team 1. This needs to be
4, 10, 6.
for team 3.
Not that.
10, 6, 14, 13, 4. Yeah.
So it looks like there's one vote, we should next time we need to put labels on what the number the tables are. What else are we getting? 72. It was the first one. So I'm actually just gonna show.
Down on the top.
For the factors, the total one is there.
Okay, the cover sheets seem to be a little, there's a variation in that, as you already had detected.
We're gonna add them to the precinct.
I know, I was gonna say, Tom, would you like standardization in your cover sheets in the future? Is that what I have heard?
You had already suggested it, Bob.
Well, when we go to signature,
Well,
Yeah, these look
we've had orange ones, we've had different colors.
Yeah,
Oh.
because they come from different places, Tom, so they need the same.
actually, when we ran out of space.
Of course,
There you go.
of course.
And I'll check it.
Very good, good work.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so next one. 51.
Maybe go in there.
Yeah, yeah, we got it. Thank you. $51, Carl, there we go, right there, so we gotta go back into our own box.
There's a multiple. Want to do 100. They cross the.
14, 14, 0. There you go.
Pre-processing, that's how we do that.
Wow,
Yeah, just like that.
Cheryl, should we put these back in and back in with it?
That one you might want to because it's a multiple box. I mean, it doesn't really matter, they're pulled by the date. It's pretty full. Get a last chance. Doesn't matter. There you go.
Okay, some sheet, oh no, I already did it.
Oh, excellent, yeah, so you said that.
Lots of wow.
It doesn't look like meat. It's like, oh, it looks like meat. Oh, thank you, that box is done, yay.
Got it.
I want to take Carl's job away from him. He looks so formal.
And that's the box that has 4 different ballots on it. Yeah. Remember it was.
to officiate. Indeed, yes. Yes, yes. 14, 14, 4.
Like it.
Yeah.
This is one to a lot of things.
Yep, that's Feel your pride.
Because the truth is, some of the people I know, especially outside of high salary, are he's happy. Yeah, or they just don't like, I don't believe in the things that they're doing. You know, like, that's one thing that's always been. Government, nonprofits, and elections, and everything, just doesn't care about the work. Even if you have, because I think that even if you've got stuff, you have stuff that you love doing, like doing, but like, it makes this help together feel much easier. It's kind of fun to, yeah. Huh?
Two are really involved in that.
Oh, yeah. On the side here, team three.
Yeah. What time did we actually start? Okay.
57,
That's gonna be nice.
59.
Oh, great.
The second part should go pretty fast. Or faster than this. How much did we rate?
I go through straight and then
People for the same like party networks and whatever thing, but that feel like you guys do their election. The green team.
on the side.
You usually check the side first.
I usually
And then you
do.
decide against just the one time.
There we go.
Do we standardize how we pack the boxes?
That would be good. That would be good too.
Yeah, it should go from 1 up to the top and then 11 through 13 on the side.
Standardization, indeed.
I was gonna say, Tom, were you there the day that we were working on our manifest?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Otherwise, you would have heard me.
It was Karen, John, and Amy who helped me.
Ready whenever you are.
So you got the ballot, you pull the ballot with the.
Okay.
That's what I was just checking out.
Maybe don't go there.
I just got my family.
There's a reason I put chairs
I
on.
should have just gone around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we didn't bring up first aid kits, so don't anybody. You came on.
No blood on the ballot? See a little blood on the ballot.
Hopefully we don't need it. Yeah.
I mean, there might, yeah.
Blood on the ballot.
We just had somebody need 14 stitches, so they sliced their hand and cut by opening a box.
No, that's where you have to start putting the box.
Really gnarly paper cut or with like a box lid?
With scissors, and just the way that it is.
So it's easier to get out here.
Thankfully, we have the nurse in our building.
Have it all loaded
We've used
down.
her frequently.
I'm just gonna switch these to dollars. This one's not already there. Okay.
We still don't know which side is the high. 67. There we go. This goes 53.
Hopefully it's only back to 182.
Good.
All right. So, last person? Right on top.
Bingo.
Yeah, we should go back to the.
And 97 ballots, so.
You don't have all-
97.
Here, here. Oh, this goes to that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Six of that is it. Neither do
Everybody else is
What clock are you looking for?
67.
67.
Oh,
That's regular clock right there.
They're working on it?
I don't know if that's the one they're in or not. Is this the one you guys are in right now? Yes, they're in that box.
Six. That's our.
Yeah, they just, I remember. Anybody else?
I keep forgetting everything I say is being recorded and videoed.
Yeah.
So I will just go straight up to Judge Newman's chambers and video. Judge Newman and I are saying we went to the same alma mater. No, the Harvard on hockey, the Ohio University grad.
I'm sorry.
Confusing Texas and Texas Tech.
I'm so sorry.
You said the Harvard on what?
Harvard on the hockey river.
Is that the river?
Yes. I think I've done that. 67.
So that's group one that's
Do you have another?
68.
So this needs to go to both teams then.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the one you guys.
Yeah.
So we have,
I'm not too handle on that. I just want to feel like I've got something in my shower.
So it looks like so you're gonna go 281. Yeah, you got 211 in there. Well, you put them together.
Yeah, we were teams.
Right.
It looks like they just put, this is the start of really burning it. So you're just gonna do.
City's wrong. Yeah, that's true. There's a kind of shared space on the top floor. They have a. Yeah. The one I lived in DC. They had a really good view. We had a really nice rooftop common area with some club rooms up there, but there was a rooftop pool up there. And then you could see the Capitol and the National Cathedral. Yeah, you can see about 7 or 8 miles up there.
Once you
A
go
little
into
bit of a ridge right
theater,
there. So it's funny. We're but you look out there, like the military down there. It's like, well, I guess it's more uphill from
I asked Theo what we're doing.
yeah.
Back when Theo was Theo.
That's what the view, because I was in DC, I had an apartment there where the end of the apartment was floor to ceiling windows all the way across.
Higher than you.
It was a really small
Working
apartment.
in the drive-by, where is it?
And, yeah, 600 square feet for $2,000 a month or something like that. I know. Here's the thing. We're very
Supervisor.
it's not that, you know, they've gotten closer together.
When I first moved there.
Yeah.
Well, especially for the job.
Yeah, I live in a
Yeah.
yeah. It was fun. Most of we were all like nonprofit workers at Capitol Hill staffers. So we had 2 Capitol Hill staffers. I worked for first. And
You don't have box.
the other guys work for a nuclear arms control association. So lots of good, yeah, we did.
Oh, so you get the results.
That was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I never thought, I wonder what the value is.
Thank you.
So we just had Casey join the meeting or join the audit online. So what you are looking at right now is Arlington County is conducting their audits. And we are pulling ballots. This is the first step of the process. We have to pull 51 ballots here in Arlington County. Next, we'll start the tally process and then displaying ballots online. If you have any questions, you can ask, but we do prefer that you use the chat if you have that capability to use, just because it is a little hard to hear in this room. when somebody speaks. So welcome to our audit.
Yeah, no, you're right. Number one.
I wanted to let you know, sorry he couldn't make it today. He's not in the office today, but I'm here.
Well, what do you mean he's not in the office? All right, well. My next thing with the clerk is, why have I not been recalled for jury duty?
I need to work on that one. For
Yes, I got pulled last year, and then on March duty.
I'll give you my contact info.
You got my name, I just want to know. Are things back on track?
They do, they will start jury duty next week. Oh, wow.
Well, I'm overdue. I want my $30.
Oh, did they?
Oh gosh, April 2020, and they were like, oh, that's, well, I want to be from one. I want to get my thing all.
What do you guys look for?
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna call me up, some of them have time off. If you're last year.
It's the law. Hold on.
So they just small stuff and make them bigger. Yeah.
Here you go.
lot of house here. And yeah. Our kids are using all
Halloween was fun at early voting. Yeah, but people dressed up, some people dressed up like costumes. Like your picture from your group, I love that one. It was so much fun. I really like it. Oh, but you guys, can we get a laptop ready for?
Yeah. Yep.
Getting ready to need the video. They've got one more ballot to pull and then they'll be on the next item.
I went to, it was, maybe they brought it.
37.
Vintage place is going out. Just breaks my heart, but I'm getting the coat from there, I wore that. Last one, aha, here we go.
No, we got one more.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. All right. Oh, that's this one.
I'm sure it's for precinct, so have fun. They're in order. Better to come from the top.
Yeah, let's. So that's easy.
This one looks equally.
This is number 40.
We might not even need it, but.
There you go, yeah.
I would think
Excellent.
we move on to stage. You know, when they're finished with the box, exactly. Clean it up. Give a clean up. What happened? You're done?
No,
We
we
just
just
don't have anyone here. We don't have anybody to serve. Oh, we don't have any servers. I think after the box, we should just.
Yes.
Give them the option.
That way we can clean up the stuff.
How's that as well? Thanks.
Precinct one's pretty easy, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that one, they only had to go to number 37 in that box.
Same order, and maybe one of you can check some sheet on the other sheet. So if you want to take a break when you get your boxes, you can.
Let's stop.
Good idea. Since they're that way, the ladies are. Sounds good.
I'm looking for about six.
It's right there.
Oh. 67 was
Okay, got it.
Yeah, we're gonna call you, you guys need it? Oh, we're gonna call you back right now. No, we'll be done in a second.
Skip.
We were gonna do that.
Oh, two has to be.
There's a.
So what is that?
What is what? So Eric is getting, so you just saw a picture come online for Caroline Clam. That's actually not Caroline, but we are getting ready to move on to the next portion of the process for our audit team one, where they'll be tallying the ballots. So we're just getting a camera online so that anybody who is watching online will be able to see the ballots as we go to audit them. So.
1017 9003. Yeah. And the 306. Really? 306. 306. That's the last one, is our number. That's the easy one. I was super stoked about that 306 one.
Where's the last file in that style? Sometimes it works that way. Bill's like, why did I volunteer for this? The next part should be easier.
We still do.
But if they're all like that,
All the big numbers.
if they're all like that,
Yeah.
Eric, if you're missing the mouse for that, it's over here. Just take this one.
Oh, okay, thank you.
okay, Carl, we're done with that one. This one is not doing anything but itself.
Hey. Are you okay, Eric?
Huh?
Are you okay?
Yeah, all of the loaded. This is on.
Eric, this is very kind of that house.
Yeah.
One, 4, 1, 5.
Is the link gonna be the same for all of them? That, QR code and the link is the same?
No, each audit board has a unique QR code.
Oh, yeah, one.
Next man, I forgot to see it.
They each got their particular table right now?
Yes, they would just have to put their labels.
Okay, got it.
Don't mess with my stack. Okay.
We are cleaning, we are tidying your workstations for you.
Thank you.
You will be. No, that's already done. No, that's your.
Thank you.
They actually don't need, they're already logged into the system. Where's the roof, the hand and the ruler?
Paul said, you're on the list, we should be getting.
No, I'm always on the list. I'm a permanent member on the list, but I should be left.
He said we should be getting another one.
Because
Sure, something.
I was literally, I had a date.
Okay.
Well, I'm on the grand jury.
Oh, okay.
And I had one call. So we just restarted.
Yeah, so there was a fine to.
I'm just looking at stuff. Well, how did I fall out? I'm gonna have to.
We got people to turn to you, right?
So frequently.
Well, because I was.
Can you invite Jackie to the,
So I was ready to go, so I'm over.
well, mine's sitting, not a lot of people here, so. I know, we might use that instead of mine. The team's out to be in here.
I didn't know why I was signing up.
Zoom in for.
Now I'm reminded of it, but I'm waiting past my football.
Thank you for that.
Well. Yeah, we on to our next thing here.
Yeah, I'm down there.
Authorized to proceed.
So the next step in the process is one of you will need to write, the other one is going to be here for right now. So what we want to do is have your stack, make sure you have 17 ballots and put them in the order that they are on your tally sheet to avoid making mistakes. They were noted. And then you want to kind of hold it up to your around there. So we're going to show something labeled, so that you can number and online. See if it's two more. Yeah, box. People will be able to see all that mark. And then Tom will tally. Oh, that was a mystery. You read it. You disagree? We send it out. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
1027.
Hold on, Jackie, I can't hear you from where you are.
You know what, add box 2 on your.
Okay, so just to let you know, Tom said there's right here on this project. So we're going to have, there's one safety online. So when I was doing the thing, I kind of looked at that. That's all these Carl, that's one that's good, all 3 teams. You don't think it's ever valid. Yeah. Yeah, so this whole thing is on your. You might have to adjust the screen and go, and then you'll have to figure out the best angle for this. And Tom, you know, if you adjust it, you will be able to optimize it. If you pull up there or move the tab system. Are you right here? Or a little bit. Good one. Not everybody. Yeah. So that she can then pass the ballot and then you can write it. So Caroline Clam is audit board number 1. So they are doing their first ballot from the ballot, which is from box 14, early voting site 1 from 10/7. And you can see that it's ballot 203 that they pulled. And it is a vote for the Democratic Party. And then if you move it up, Annie, so that you can see the U.S. Senate race and Mark Warner. So now, Annie, you're going to pass that over to Tom, and he's going to, Tom, do you agree with how they've determined that ballot is marked? A vote for, a vote for Warner. And then you're going to mark
But doesn't look like it. I mean, it makes sense, it's already
There's no cover sheet. So just assume that the top one is.
Last year was.
Oh, you know how many are in that ballot? What precinct are you in? 47. Hold on 1 second. Okay, 47 had 398.
398, okay.
It's under this pile. You guys have it. Eric, we put a tally directly in here. You put a tally directly in the computer, or is there a tally sheet?
There's a tally sheet, and you also have a lot of.
Yes.
But it should go quickly based on audit 31. They're flying now.
All right.
Yeah, those that we're gonna step in, get
That's our last one.
Okay.
You guys ready to last one? Yes, sir. Okay.
I guess these.
We got an order there.
Eric, can we get a computer to team 3?
Yeah, I'm working on that right now.
Okay.
Their teams is all set up, I just gotta log them in the Arlo and then
They can log into Arlo, we can get them going on the tally sheet. So are there ballots in order, Cheryl?
They're calling now.
Okay, thank you. Yep, so like I said, this process is going pretty quickly from what I've seen. Yeah, I was gonna say, once we go through that. Actually, look at 3 days, finished by 4.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to bring the.
We have 8.
Okay. Gretchen and Teams, is there a way that you can get your own camera, like what your camera's showing to be like the big thing? That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there is, we don't have that software version.
Yeah.
Okay, but we can go ahead and turn off the camera. Let's go ahead and turn off the camera. Let's select for that one, Eric or Jackie.
This is Jack.
Oh, okay, sounds good. It's probably at their table, Eric.
Oh, no, it's here.
Okay, so pretty soon for those watching online, our audit board number 3 is going to start showing their ballots. They're on the screen that you see. They are Jacqueline Letizia. That is audit board number 3. So they're going to do the same thing where they show the ballots, and then another person's going to mark their tally sheet. And then once they've marked their tally sheet, they're going to enter them into the state system that's called Arlo. And then, yeah, if anybody has any questions, you can use the chat feature or raise your hand.
Okay, so I can show, I'll keep it here.
That's where you say you put your name in. You guys both have to put your name in. And your party needs representation there. No, just what you're, we got, we should actually accept you guys. So you call it
Bill, do you want to
oh, yeah, you guys
do
took
the
the
writing on the tally sheet?
You can do that. It doesn't matter if you do the first section, right? Just make their names in there. You want to show them, Jackie?
Yeah, they would be in the order that they are in.
Okay.
So you're going to see the computer. So the first thing you're going to do is go in. So you are the screen that says Eric Olson. So you're going to kind of hold the ballot up here. Yeah, so you can hold the ballot up so that people can see anybody watching online. You can ballot up like yours. And then you can do your mark.
enter it in on the tally sheet, and then you're going to go and put Carlos second, and then put them in. So, but first go through the tally sheet and then go through and mark them on. Okay. So, yeah, he's putting them in order on the tally sheet to help, it'll make it a little bit, yeah.
I show here, it says,
So we mark the tally sheet and then we put tally and start going, and you can move the computer around if you need to.
okay, and then when we're done with all these, then I'll go to Carlos.
And actually, so Andy and Tom are doing Carlos, we're finished our institution.
Okay.
Where we say it's in future.
Oh,
It's nifty, this one.
Yeah.
Number 30.
we can get that.
Joe Jorgensen, agreed.
Really big.
Yeah.
Daniel Gay, agreed.
Number 86.
10, 20, 82, 22, ballot.
Soon, our audit board number 2 will start showing their ballots, and that is, for those watching online, that will be Eric Olson. If you can read the name of the bottom screen, that will be the audit board team number 2.
We got the final bills ready.
Great, so I'll audit it, and then take the results.
Mark Warner, agreed.
And then we have to,
We got the sign.
922, 82, 10, number 17. Okay, Joseph Biden, agreed. Mark Warner, agreed. At 10, 6, box 8. Session. 14, 34.
Then we hit sign off.
Are you guys done? That's it.
Do them all.
All right, get your, you put your ballots in number 3, and then you guys are sign the paper. Yeah, put your ballots in the envelope 3 and then, you guys can move on.
So where do they?
here's where you select.
Okay, on balance.
Okay, so we have both of you.
Well, we started.
We'll see back in the month. This election.
Yeah, that's one of those.
The box is already.
83.
10,
What did we do?
Get on the computer for credential. Yeah, you must have started this off early.
So I have.
We had the secret code.
Just that good. Just that good, my friend.
ED1 and ED4 and another ED1.
Yes.
1022 or 1030. Okay, that's the next one. Okay, and then ED4, ED1 or P10.
10, 28.
I will, something.
Look right up here.
Okay, so we're gonna go ED4, do you find that one? Yes, so the next one that goes here, ED1, 1038, 22, 713, PP 1014. Yeah. We got 2, so I need 16 and then 9. PP, so I need, there's another PP 10 number 9. Cheryl, it's the top one on your side. So I'm gonna read the ballot number, which is one number, it might be easier to read 81, so I need an 84. Does anybody have an 84? Yep.
So we're gonna look 732. 49. 42. 281. 71. 51.
That is the easy way to do that.
That's 52. You learn as you go.
Okay.
Very
It's all
common.
about the aesthetic experience.
You're right.
Up or down? Either
So
way.
my books are ready. Yeah, so, what, so there's 3 international solicitation, DI, Agriculture Institute, and DI regular in the 80s, under
If you guys have recorded this now.
I've never had that split.
Yeah, we're gonna call recording, so.
I thought the mission was the same of both, it's just different countries.
No, it's, well, mission is the same, it's the idea behind it is go to democracies and foreign wars. But the way they have the celebration, no partner on, they have different musical partners. Now there's one.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay, can I have a safe right here?
Oh, no,
So-
my interpretation of their ordinance.
Annie's new group is the ballot.
Nothing's flat. Annie, can you explain?
Well, no, but the organization is ballot oriented or.
Well, already.
Well, how, yeah, how does that differentiate?
Are you right-handed or left-handed? I'm right. So we want to.
Yes,
we want to-
explain
yeah, we want
its
to.
intention.
Yeah. So we want to, what I do is I just kind of hold it with my right hand, just like that. And then. Where's
Which
the?
band?
And so all we do is just hold it.
No, they showed us. Maybe
No, it's easier for her to see the screen to place it, and you can adjust the screen to make it better.
There was only 2 of us.
They're all going together.
You didn't explain that.
Here, if you stick it on here, it'll.
That was my envelope. You gave us our envelope. Okay, so, let's see.
So the job
Just
offer
bring
is
back
for
the
IFAs.
two that are
So
there.
that's IFEs, and it's a great job offer.
Yeah.
And
Because they show us how it's
my role
done.
would basically be a program administration officer, so they've got the grants, they're running democracy programs international. And so this is just, I'd be supporting 2 teams, one of them kind of measures the impact and does program evaluation. And then there's another team of like technical advisors that travel quite a bit, not now, but eventually. And then, they just have a lot of travel from the experience.
Oh, I thought
Kind
that's
of
what
be
you
coming
said.
out
I
of this team,
haven't seen
something
it
like
yet.
I have a couple new C-level executives who really want to, use the tech in the office and.
Okay, so all of them, all 51 go in the same envelope? Okay. Well, that wasn't clear, Jackie. That's on you.
That was a given. Just like the shared boxes, when all 4 sign.
Okay.
And then, and I interviewed with, they're like senior legal advisor, which had degrees, like the So I met him, and he's just so excited to like build out a long-term team, and I remember hanging up the phone after my interview, and I was like, I sounded like such a sweet he's like, what's your favorite kind of environment? I love a good amount of chaos. And I did well with that.
Be in elections.
Yeah. Maybe when it comes to like, well, a lot of this work is we supported very senior level, like subject matter experts and officials doing things. Do you have experience with that? Are you comfortable with?
Were you there the day that, the VIP was there? Were you there that day? It might not have been there anymore. It might have been there for
There were VIP visits.
Secretary of State.
I don't know if I was there for that, well, or at least if I was out from my like office, or
Yes, Wes had a lot of fun with their security.
Oh,
Yeah.
Came to our voting.
Yeah, downstairs in our building.
So,
You were answering the phone.
so he, yeah, I was doing the important work, so he came to vote?
Yeah, he lives over, well, he lives over.
Wow. He put himself back to Kansas.
Yeah, we also have, I mean, we have a lot of VIP now.
Well,
yeah,
you said good
representative
experience.
folks coming through.
Yeah. We all live here. It's a great community.
So funny though, because I mean, most VIP, like true VIPs are so nice. And then there's like some people who think they're VIPs and they get like a little snooty. And anybody in customer service, like, sure, people can get that way, like, just, dude, I'm literally stating your address out loud. So that was always something we kind of cross. I'd be so mad. I'd be so nervous.
I know, yeah, I know.
Like, we're all really, maybe it's a sign that they trust us a lot.
But go, when you're a public figure, there's a certain amount of life issues out there. So, sometimes you don't want to people know, they're gonna find out.
Okay. I used to work in tech and a fully remote tech company, and I would do a lot of their like team travel and stuff. So like if the COO and it's a small outfit, that they are allowed to work a lot. So we have a baby and they don't want to leave. Like we have down babies come to Spain, babies come to Vegas. And so they work in, yeah, their passport is so cute. And we're all still friends actually, but my CEO, they just, after I left, they put a $14 million visa. So they're doing really well. But I don't know that. Like this is how they see it. Yeah. Established himself, he's doing great. His wife's dream is always to have a
As long as you guys are different kinds of
alpaca farm. So they've moved all around the world.
We try to get, you know.
Funny story, I stayed on the,
We try to make sure.
Really?
Because you got two.
we did a very trip property out of college, and we landed at 2 alpaca farms. And just staying at various friends of people's families and this and that. And we're like, how is that even possible? Too.
I would weep like a child, but they just think they're so stinking cute. And,
But they smell, don't they?
oh yeah, and it's important to
Yeah.
business travel itineraries.
They
But
smell
like,
too.
when he's got one for like 51 alpaca migration, so I told him, I was like, if you've got less than 51 alpaca, I'm not going to take it. If you've got 52, that's a learning experience for me, all right?
I said, I heard you say, they smell and they spit, and I thought, I don't know what you're talking about. It could be babies, or it could be snakes, and it just said alpacas. I'm like,
And I just found out, another friend of mine's in the State Department, but she just joined her training. She just had Black Day, so I went to her apartment, like looked at a crane and a desk. And I found out she's going to Lima, Peru, so I'm definitely going to Lima, Peru with safety travel. And then I'm gonna see there more than in that pocket. That's what I want.
Go to Peru?
I left the airport.
I'm so excited, I'm like asking everybody, give me a vacation. You know we're in a panorama, right? We're in a Panda Express, we're in a.
Well, when you want to do the Inca Trail, I know, have some recommendations.
Did you go to Machu Picchu?
Yep.
I'm assuming.
We did the Inca Trail.
Did you did full hike instead of the bus ride? Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, we did the train trip and the bus. Yeah.
That's a pretty big purple, isn't it? Like,
There was 6 miles straight uphill, and then 9 miles straight downhill. The second day,
Okay.
straight uphill, and then straight downhill.
It's like hiking in Korea. Just it's like climbing up a staircase for 7 hours.
The view is that's where we'll be going next when the sun's over.
Really? I got a whole
Your
map.
sister's there, right?
Yeah, my sister did there. Before they signed on, we were
What you doing for 2 years? Oh, great. Yeah, a friend of mine just left the embassy, but I lived there for a couple of years, and so my friends were left there, so I got all the map. I made it on Google Maps, because a friend of mine went for grad school, but you're not there, so we're gonna go. We went together. Here's all the places.
It is there, but on.
They live in a
It's not like the.
And so it was quarantine.
You know, that probably means that they were doing it.
No, I think it means I just typed it.
Oh, okay.
It's like.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, so the label wasn't ruined. Well, I'm used to on all those envelopes.
I was just.
The label on the back of the envelope. You didn't explain to me.
That's because we don't use labels.
So how do I
Oh,
spell my
okay.
name?
So what are they, what part do they,
Yeah, who does the elections? Or who does that?
That's PA.
Okay.
I'll send you.
Okay, yeah.
Or Google PA, yeah.
I'll
They're
share
recruiting
it.
for, they're recruiting for, yeah, people right now.
That's what I want. I want a piece of that.
Yeah. You have to get in the database and then you can apply for commission.
I want you to send my name. over so I can-
We'll serve it.
You guys got, yeah, they sign off on it?
Bookers anymore. Because of the pandemic, everybody's changed that. But I do, yeah.
People have changed because they're not in church. Is that it?
I think they are still doing it. Like I said, I really don't know. I don't understand the whole concept of Ukraine. Last week of October, but then they canceled it off. So, but it doesn't apply to your database, so that they can apply to
I will email you. Who was the chief? The lady chief that I met one time. Let's see if there's any- I don't remember how it was described. So you can I'll hook you up with a nice email, just send you all the, I forget all the abbreviations. I keep banging on it.
I'm moving her camera.
Arlington neighbors.
Hey, Jackie.
From time to time.
He's coming up on the next stage with the.
All right, we have a chat that came in. Let me see.
Look for my email.
I will, thank you, Tom.
You're moving Phil up as quarterback, right?
Oh, no.
I'm sorry if I did it.
No. Well, so what about that? What about you?
Okay, so we are wrapping up. We have entered everything into Arlo, or we're about ready to enter into Arlo. So the next piece of this process, once again, 133 jurisdictions in Virginia are conducting individual audits, and all of their individual results are being entered into the same system. The state is going to meet next week, and if you go to our website, we have the timeline, and you can contact the Department of Elections to see this next portion of the audit, which is where they'll run the numbers to see what happens. So, yeah. So at this point, if there are any other questions, please let us know, but we'll be signing off soon.
23, 25. My boy should have picked him up.
Well, it's not supposed to be. How many rows for these in? 3?
We had 4
No,
rows.
4 rows.
4 rows, 3 tables in a row,
Yeah.
4 chairs at each table.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I think he's gonna get another one back.
All right, Joel. Thanks, John.
Nope, we're still connected to camera.
Did you wanna?
Nope, we'll leave it just right. We'll be done soon.
I guess they're not where they are.
No, I enjoy it. Thank you. Usually I'm here in the office, and don't like it. And I'm just looking at how many.
Have any feedback? Obviously, this is the first time.
Yeah,
And you guys are. Yeah, so that's very nice. I'm doing it myself for the.
They all have the same number.
Yeah.
Maybe just three of them.
One day will be over, this pandemic will be over. We can finally have our post-election.
Yeah, celebration.
No barbecues.
Yeah, they're
Okay, so at this point, we will be closing the meeting, and we will paste this online. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to contact us. Thank you so much for observing our audit.